Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to do page number 9 out of our adult coloring book that is titled Winter Season Designs to Color. This is a Kappa coloring book. And even though these are winter scenes, you don't have to necessarily um, paint them so cold and rigid. I'll say it that way. So this is a picture with the sun and the rays are coming from it behind a mountain, which looks like it's ice cap. And then there's a range that's coming closer and then some evergreens, pine trees. So I like to do light, medium, and dark kind of colors, also complementary colors. This is the evergreens will be green, so I have 2 shades of green. I may not use both of them. I'm going to use some red because it's the complementary of green. I'm also going to have this mountain range, which will be probably some brown since it does have snow on the top. So these are like snow-capped mountains as they would be called. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do the rays of the sun in yellow and some other colors. And normally we paint the furthest thing and come forward, but I'm going to go in reverse today because I want to highlight the sun with its rays. So these are greenery. I'm going to give it some reds here and there just to break up the monotony. I don't want it to look like it's, what do you call it? One flat tone. And I'm not putting that much in there. I'll let you see what that looks like. You see the reds in there? It's not really dark. It's just some. They're not really dark. That's the neighbor's dog. Sorry about that. She sees me through the window. And she is our safety monitor, making sure we're safe in the neighborhood. So you see there, I have the red. I made it a little darker so you could see it. And I don't generally put my color pencils back in the container until I'm done. So for the sake of space, I'll put them back in there, but upside down. So now we'll address the greenery here. And I can give it some, which isn't really necessary, but I'll give it a little anyway. I'm going to do their evergreens, and generally evergreens are green. And they're a nice, dark, rich green color. However, I don't want them to be too rich. They're here in the foreground. So I'm going to, instead of coloring as if I'm writing, I'm going to hold the pencil sideways so I can use the widest part of the pencil lead and cover more space. Now with colored pencils, as with before, you want to make sure you do a light coat, and that's because it's really hard to erase this. And it's easier to just do a light coat and then come back and do darker coat. Now that's a really light coat there, and you can still see that red in there. So now I know I have to come back, and all I'm going to do is address these pine trees in the way that they grow. So I'm coming from the middle outward, covering a little bit more area. See that? I'm not covering all of it. I want to leave some space, some areas that are not colored. I am making sure that I engulf this red with a darker shade of green so that the red isn't just sticking out like a sore thumb, because that's what it was doing. And I do that because I want to make sure I don't have bland, flat objects in my painting. I did not have to put the red in, but I wanted to give it a little variety. Because we are not painting walls. Walls are one color. up and down, side to side. And I'm just going along what they have as branches on each one. But I'm not being particular about staying within the lines. And that's really all I want to do with that. See that? It toned that red down. Now we have this in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this in here, because this would be the ground or the range, mountainous range. Show you what I'm going to do. That other green, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to make that the ground color. Even though so I put that dark green in here, and I'm going around. I'm using some circular motions too, and going around, following that pattern around the landscape. And it will look like fresh green grass is starting to grow up the mountainside. Now I'm going to add this green in here on both sides of the mountain in the direction that those lines are going. I'm keeping clear of what looks like snow. And that's what that would be. This is on the side of the mountain. And now I'm going to come back over with the brown, because I'm going to assume that this is like a tundra on the side of the mountain, which is really, really, really long grass. So the mountain is coming alive with some new grasses, which are the tundra, but underneath it's rocky, and I'm making it look like stone or brown. It could be black, but I rarely put black in my painting because it's similar to red. It dominates the painting, and it tends to look as if it's sucking all of the life out the painting, unless you mix the black up yourself. So I don't use black straight out the tube or container. So what I did was one area, in each area, I took the color and put it over into the other area. And I don't want it too dark because it's in the distance. So you see what I did? The dark green here, I added some dark green here with the light green. Then I put the light green on the mountains and added the brown for the hillside of the mountains there. Now I'm going to, this is snow. I'm going to put a light blue, just a hint of blue here and there on the snow, because the snow reflects the colors that are around it. And usually in paintings, especially watercolor, the white is reflecting a lot of other colors that are nearby it. So that's what we're going to do there. Put enough in it so that it's white, but it's not white, but it'll read as white. So now we're going to address the sun, and I'm going to use circular motions because this is a circle. And I'm pressing hard because I don't want to erase this, but I want it to be really dark and bright to emanate the sun. So there. And I'm going back over. I went in a circle and I'm going in lines in different directions to really cover that up. That's great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out. I'm not going to color. You will see. I'm going to swap these colors around. And I'm turning my book, which you want to do so that you are comfortable painting whatever it is you are painting. Oops, went outside the line there, but it won't matter because if I frame this, you won't see it. And then I'm going to put some in here. Kind of spacing these out. I'm not counting them. I'm just eyeballing them. And the razor yellow. That's what we're doing there. We'll leave that there and let's see what we're going to do. Gonna give it some other colors. And they need to be nice and heavy, like, so I'll go heavy here and then lighter on the edges. So we'll turn this and I'll color one strip, that orange color all the way down behind that mountain. And now I'm going to come darker from behind the mountain. That's what I'm going to do. These are so small over here, so I'm going to give them 2. And let's keep it going over here. And over here, let's do the same thing. All the way around. All the way around. I can even do this like a pencil. I like it. Just do what you feel with this. You can listen to some music while you're painting. I need a red in here somewhere. I'm not focusing on which ones I'm painting red. You know, I'm not counting between these colors. What I'm trying to do is put the red on a particular side of the orange. So when the space is wide like that, it's best to lay the pencil flat. And when you hold it like a pencil to write, it gives you a darker, richer color. And we need a blue in there. Some of these need to be a little wider. Need more than one. And if you want to control the way that you, the numbers in between each one or how many you do, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just not doing it. One in here somewhere. I'm making these a little bit more random. If you don't want lines showing up when you're painting an area, you paint the area in one direction and then you come back across it in another direction with the markings, and it'll take those lines out of there. And I need a purple in there somewhere. I want this sun and the rays to have the most attention. And I'm doing it by alternating these colors and by making the colors in these areas darker than the colors in any other area. It's up to you if that's what you want to do or not. You can make any part of the picture highlighted. You can highlight any part of the picture that you would want. It's up to you. See those lines there? So I'm going to come back across. And it's not erasing the lines, it's just blending in those lines. And I need one in here somewhere, so I'm going to put one. I don't really want to split up the two yellows, so I'll put it here. The yellow and blue make green, so it'll look natural right there. And I see where I put the red and the blue there. I didn't come all the way up here and do it here, so I need to put some red there. And I have them in here upside down, so I know just which ones to grab. There. There's a little bit of piece right here for orange. And since I have one there, I'll just add the orange, another orange over there. I have the word there to keep in focus. So now, and looking at this painting, you'll see everything is completely covered, but even though the sun is the furthest distance away, it is the most dominant part of this particular painting because the intensity of the colors, how opaque I have them. So they're really dark and opaque, and these are kind of light and transparent. Okay, thank you for joining me. Until next time.